Monetization drive pushing people towards digital transactions. Banks are actively working on shoring up their cyber threat management systems. In fact, CNBC TV 18's Rukmini Rao and Arundhati Ramanan bring us exactly why.
Debit cards, credit cards, online banking transactions, UPI. For most Indians, these digital transaction platforms have become a lifesaver ever since the 8th of November. But with questions being raised on the level of security afforded to users by banks and online payment platforms and reports of cyber theft increasing, banks in India are devoting more time, manpower, energy, and most importantly, money on taking security to the next level.
Some very large banks have very recently asked us to do end-to-end audits and provide them reports which are very summarized as a risk report, which the top management people who are not even familiar with technology in general or who doesn't have a background in technology can also understand, and basically provide them relative risk scores on where one bank is standing versus the other banks which are there. So there is a clear push towards increasing awareness when it comes to risk management.
The emerging view is that the extra cost is worth it. A research report by Ponemon Institute, commissioned by IBM, says that Indian companies have lost an average of 9.73 crore rupees in 2016 to cyber threats, against 8.85 crore rupees in 2015. So what's selling like hotcakes? Real-time threat detection system.
All the institutions, leave aside only the banks, but all the institutions, because of the digitalization that is happening, need to ensure that they keep their systems secure. And the type of threats are all types: insider threats, outsider threats, threats from outside the country, ransomware attacks, DDoS attacks, and this is continuously changing.
Most industry watchers believe Indian banks have a lot of catching up to do to offer security protocols, systems and practices that are on par with their global peers. But they say this upgradation will not be very effective unless it gets support in the form of a tech literature law enforcement and judicial department. With Rukmini Rao in Bengaluru, in Mumbai, Arundhati Ramanan.